Welcome to Sports Unfolded NBA Ranking Show. I'm your host, Eric. My main man right over there. There we go. The big dog, Kenny. My other main man, Ron. I can't. He gets a little upset when I don't call. So you're the big dog. You're the big dog. So as we normally do, we release our NBA rankings on a Monday, and then we kind of discuss it during the course of the week. We obviously not much changed last week with the All-Star game. So before we get into this week, I was just want to get your overall impressions of the All-Star game, some of the events around it. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What did you like or what didn't you like?
Let me tell you something. Saturday was a disgrace, okay? Saturday night was a disgrace. Last year, I thought about going to Cleveland, going to All-Star Weekend. I'd have been really upset if I spent all the money and went, okay? It's sad when the best time on Saturday was the three-point contest. That was the best thing.
Yeah.
That was the
I think, listen, the dunk contest has lost a lot of luster. It's not the same. It just isn't. A lot of the big names don't compete in it. And like Obi Toppin, right, is your best guy out there. It's not saying much.
No, not saying much at all. Not saying much at all. The skills challenge was way too long.
Yeah, the three of them. Yeah,
it was way too long. They didn't invite the WNBA, which I thought was really wrong. You know what I'm saying? They belong in the skills challenge, from every city. But other than that, I mean, the best thing was the Sunday. Sunday was the best thing.
The game itself, right? Overall, I would say was pretty entertaining. Steph just decided to shoot the lights out, which was pretty fun to see. But then when he needed to break the record, he couldn't hit one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. I guess he was mad when his wife was like, "Oh, you gonna boo me? I was born here. I was born here."
Right. So yeah, it's pretty. And LeBron obviously hitting the game winner back in Cleveland. Yeah. That was always nice. Yeah. What do you think about him and some of that conversation they talked about with him possibly not ruling out going back to Cleveland at some point?
He talks about all this about he wants to play with his son. It might happen, It really might happen. It really might happen.
Think they do a James and James just as last year? That would be I don't know. I don't know much more he's got in the tank. I mean, he's trying to carry these Lakers, and it's not looking good at all. But they lost 15 of the last 21. The Lakers have lost.
Yeah, they're just a disaster. Yeah, they're just a disaster. Yeah. Lakers, he's an old guy. He's getting old, but
Look. Yeah, I think a lot of it we expected with the injuries and some of these guys, just getting up there in age, that this was going to happen with the Lakers. I just didn't expect it to be this bad.
Me neither. And Westbrook trade was a disaster.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate to say.
And the fact they're going to have to try to get rid of him in the offseason, and how do you dump $41 million? There's going to have to be a team that is either A, really desperate, or B, is willing to take on that contract. But what do the Lakers get back in return? It'd probably be nothing.
Nothing.
So does that really help as well?
Yeah.
But let's get into this list. So not much changed. I really feel like it's going to be different next week as I started to look at it and some of the teams that are playing. And obviously the Chris Paul injury should play a factor in this next week as well. But let's start off at number 5.
Chicago Bulls.
So remaining at 5, 39-23, 6-4 in their last 10. They got a 2-game losing streak though, so they could be out. I mean, if they continue to lose. Games at Atlanta and then home for Milwaukee in the next few days before next Monday's rankings.
Mm-hmm.
Milwaukee's got a lot of tough games this week. To me, if Milwaukee can win these 3 games this week, Milwaukee could be in this list next week.
Yeah.
Chicago, I'd be a little concerned. As well as DeRozan's been playing, and Levine, you're not seeing them continue to do what they did earlier in the season where they were so dominant.
Yeah, they're kind of struggling right now. I don't know if they're tired or it's the second half, but They were tremendous in the first half, and now it's just like, they're trying to grit out wins, and 2 losses in a row is critical for them.
And then, sometimes as the season goes on, teams really get more tape and are able to really game plan versus teams now because they know what they like to do. They know their tendencies. You might be seeing that with the Bulls. Teams weren't sure exactly how they were going to play, who they'd have to stop. And now they're starting to see, right, if you can shut down DeRozan or at least contain him, there's a really good shot you beat the Bulls.
Yes. Yeah. He's averaging 37 points per game. So if you shut him down, everybody struggles to score.
Yeah. So, look, at the end of the day, if we see Chicago on this list next week, I'd be pretty surprised.
Yeah, me too.
I really would be.
Me too.
Let's number 4.
Miami Heat.
The Heat staying relevant here. Jimmy Butler still carrying that team. Lowry. What do you think on their chances of remaining on this list next week?
No.
Right? So they're 9-1 in their last 10. So 41-21. Best record in the East. But they're at Milwaukee.
Yep.
At Brooklyn.
Yep.
And home for Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Before Monday.
Yes. Yes. I don't see them coming back next week. I really don't.
They're on a 4-game winning streak right now, but I could see them losing 2 out of these next 3.
I see them losing all 3. I'm sorry.
Really? I mean, you could.
Milwaukee.
At Milwaukee. At Brooklyn.
At Brooklyn.
And then home for Philly. Who again could be on this list next week as well if Harden and Embiid can just continue to do what they've done their first 3 games together.
Yep. Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see if the 2 East teams are both out. And one, right now the West is dominating this list.
Oh, yeah.
Because even the teams that are in the East are clinging to that 4th, 5th spot.
Yep.
So I'd be interested to see if it's like 4 West teams after this week.
Yeah, right. You're right.
We got to put an East team in there. There'll be one East team, I'm sure. But question is who?
Yes.
So number 3,
the Grizzlies.
Memphis Grizzlies, who we are really excited about. I don't know if you saw the play by Ja. I should have put that video up and watched that one with you. Did you see the full court pass? And then he just throws it up out of bounds like this, and it goes in. I mean, this kid is an MVP candidate, and he just continues to amaze. So 43-20 are the Grizzlies, 8-2 in their last 10. They're on a 2-game winning streak. Next 3 games before Monday. At Boston.
Yep.
Home against Orlando, and then at Houston. So 2 out of the next 3 obviously should be wins.
Yes.
Boston game depends on what Celtics team shows up. To your point, Jaylen Brown's out for that game. Yep. That's a big piece for Boston. If they win all 3 games, I think they leapfrog the number 2 team. Yep. I think they get in to the top 2 spots. Yep. Possibly number 1. I mean, if they're riding that hot streak, and we don't know what's going to happen with Phoenix and this Chris Paul injury.
And now that Devin Booker's out.
Book is out as well now.
Health protocol.
Are you kidding? Wow. When did that come down?
Today.
Really? Wow. Yes. That's not good.
Just a few minutes ago. So I'm like, my God. Oh.
So they got Bridges and Ayton right now.
Yep.
And we'll discuss them in a little bit. But, I mean, they got some winnable games. But, I mean, that's a big loss. You lose both of them.
Yeah.
So the team I think they're going to leapfrog at number 2.
Golden State Warriors.
The Golden State Warriors, 43-19, 4-6 in their last 10. They're on a 2-game losing streak, and then they're at Dallas and at the Lakers. So obviously the Lakers, who knows what's going to happen there every time. Dallas is playing very good basketball right now.
Yes, they are.
Luka's turned it around. Look, when you talk about a guy trying to carry a team, we could talk about Ja. To me, Ja's 1A, Luka's 1B.
1B.
Because what he's doing with Dallas. So Golden State could lose that game. If they lose that game, in my eyes, again, You're the basketball guy, my guru when it comes to all things NBA. But if I was making this list next week, Memphis pulls out 3 wins, and let's just say Golden State splits. I think Memphis leapfrogs.
Yeah,
Golden State.
most definitely. If they could pull out these 3 wins, most definitely.
Right. So
Most
to
definitely.
me, Golden State's starting to falter a little bit.
Yeah,
As great as they looked early, Steph Curry is not played as well as he has early in the season. Draymond still not back from injury. Klay Thompson unannounced illness. We don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But I'm still saying it probably is an injury that they just don't want to discuss.
Yeah.
So they're making it an illness.
Basically, yeah. Yeah. They don't want to discuss it. They don't want it to come up.
concerned. I'm concerned about the Golden State Warriors.
Me too. Me too. They need Draymond Green back. He needs to stop, doing commentary or whatever he's doing and get back on the court. Because he's the key. He is the key.
Yeah. And the crazy thing about it is, if I was to tell you, look, they're going to have Klay in Curry, I'd feel pretty good about that. But Draymond seems to be the glue.
Yeah.
He's that defensive guy. They're horrible defensively now. They have not played good basketball on the defensive side of the ball. And that's because Draymond runs that piece of it. So even though he's not going to score, 20 plus points a game, he's going to control that defensive side to make sure that they don't give up 100 and what they give up last night, 129 points.
Yep.
So you can't win a lot of basketball games doing that.
Nope. He can give you a silent triple double and you don't even think about it.
Right. Yeah.
Because he grabs rebounds. He passes very great, and he can score whenever he wants to. He grabs a rebound, puts it back up. You know what I'm saying? Or he runs the floor, gets down there, easy layup.
So the odd thing is, if I was to tell you right now, pick your MVP for just the Golden State Warriors, would you say he's more valuable than Steph Curry at this point?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Is that not insane?
That's insane. That is insane. That's
crazy to think about. That they're basically riding on the coattails of Draymond. If Draymond's not there, this team is not as successful.
Nope, it is not.
And I did not see that coming.
Me neither. Me neither.
So let's talk about this number 1 team, who's remained number 1 pretty much the entire time.
Makes sense.
I think there was only a week or two where Golden State earlier when we were doing these was ahead of them. And then Phoenix has taken over. So 49-12, 8-2 in their last 10, but they're on a 2-game losing streak since they came back from the break. No Chris Paul.
Nope.
They face Portland at home, the Knicks at home, and then at Milwaukee. So if you think about Milwaukee's schedule, they've got Chicago, Miami, and Phoenix this week. Not an easy task for them as well. So they may not jump in if they struggle there. No. But do we feel like Phoenix has obviously come down to earth with these injuries, and that this is the time that some of these other teams might overtake them?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you got Chris Paul out, which is a big loss. And then today you got Booker, health and safety protocol. He's out. So, I mean, Jay Crowder and Johnson scores 64% of their threes, but they're going to need more than that.
Yeah, and I was saying this. My concern would be this. At this point, if Phoenix, even when Chris Paul returns, if you look at the fact that he's going to be 8 weeks out, so almost 2 months, he's going to come back for the playoffs.
Yep.
What kind of stamina is he going to have? Basketball shape? I could see the Phoenix Suns being one and done in the playoffs just based on the fact that they're not going to have him ready. Chris Paul will not be ready in the playoffs.
You tell me it might be a repeat?
I'm saying they could be one and done.
Wow.
And the crazy thing is, listen, as much as we think the Lakers struggle, if the Lakers are an 8 seed,
yeah, right.
And you're facing the Lakers in the first round with a Chris Paul who's probably, let's just say 75%. That to me gives the Lakers a shot to beat them.
Yeah.
If they're all healthy. Let's if Anthony Davis is back healthy, James hasn't worked himself to the point where he
Mhm.
can't run anymore for the rest of the year because he's going to be having to do some work now.
You're right.
I mean, how do you feel about the Suns? Do you feel like the Suns are still a contender to win the whole thing? Because I know earlier when we talked about it a couple weeks ago, before this Chris Paul injury,
I was all brought in.
You all in, man. You put all the chips on the table.
Yeah.
And Vegas was like, "What are you doing?" You're like, "I know what I'm talking about." Right? And now all of a sudden you're like, "I want to go back to that casino and pull some of those chips back."
Yeah, right? Exactly. Injuries.
So would you still consider them the favorite?
Yeah, I would.
You still give them the ring?
I would. I would. I would. You know why? They got a tough squad. They got a tough bench. They got a good coach.
Yeah.
And they still have Chris Paul. Chris Paul will be back. He'll be good. He'll be great.
So, and listen, again, you're the basketball guy. I know you watch a ton of basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember Chris Paul came back in the finals after the injury?
Yeah.
And he wasn't the same.
He wasn't the same.
And that was only, what, a week or two?
Yeah.
That's where my concern would be.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're talking 2 months.
Rest. That's all I need, rest.
That's what you're going with. Okay.
Rest. Chris Paul, he's old. He needs rest.
He needs rest. So you're saying that there's still a favorite, no matter what.
No matter what.
To win it all.
Yeah.
So if there are some teams that I'm going to be looking out for this week to say they're going to make the leapfrog in, which teams would you say will be in next week's list?
Philly, most definitely.
Did you like the trade?
At first, I was like, well, I see them play. Oh, my goodness. The East are in trouble. The East are really in trouble.
Listen, you got a motivated James Harden. And he's motivated. He came. I don't know how somebody loses that much weight that fast, but he came to Philly. He looks like a completely different player. He lost some weight. He looks like he's in basketball shape again. Yes.
Yeah.
He almost got a triple-double the other night.
He did.
Right? He did get a triple-double.
He did get a triple-double. I was like, oh, okay.
So he's definitely there to play. So Philadelphia, I would agree with you. I think is definitely a contender to get in. Anybody else?
The Nets might be. Durant's coming back. Durant
should be back this week, they said.
Yep. Yeah, Durant will be back.
Durant comes back. Interesting. New York has started to lift the mandates on masks indoors.
Yep.
Which opens the door for Kyrie to be able to play every game now. You get Kyrie, Durant, and Ben Simmons if he decides he wants to play, because now he's got a back injury.
Yeah.
Which I want so bad to like this kid. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's things like this that I start to question A, his toughness, but B, his desire to play basketball.
Yeah.
I'm not discrediting the mental health issue at hand with him. Listen, we know a lot of people. I'm sure you know people. I've known people. We've probably all gone through it ourselves.
Yep.
But how does, he not want to get back on this court now at this point? Like, there's got to be something. Like, how bad is this back injury that you're not even able to step on the court?
I think it's all Philly just trying to give him a little more time.
More time.
I don't think they want him to play in Philly because of his confidence. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I wouldn't want him to play in Philly. I think that would be the worst game for him to come back in.
Yeah, it'll ruin his skills.
If I'm Doc, the organization, I'm saying, listen, on the Doc, what am I talking? If I'm Steve Nash, I forgot what team he was on already. See, if I'm Steve Nash, I'm saying, listen, this ain't the game for you to come back in.
Yeah.
Because we all know how Philly fans are.
Woo.
I would not attend a Philadelphia game on any of those squads. I don't care. I'm not going to an Eagles game. I'm not going to a 76ers game wearing any jersey other than the team that I don't support, because I just don't want to get beat up. him going into Brooklyn. It was like, listen, you remember when Cleveland, when LeBron left, and that first game he had to go back to Cleveland. There was like everybody was the security was like tenfold, and it'd be worse than that.
Yeah, it'd be worse.
Because the Philly fans, even though he's not a hometown hero, you can't tell me there's not Philly fans out there that say this guy just quit on our team. We're going at him.
Yep. There'll be no love. There'll be no love in Philly. No brotherly love in Philly.
Yeah, no brotherly love. I love that. Yeah, that changed real quick. Yeah, so I like that. I like that call too. Brooklyn, I think you're dead on. And again, if Milwaukee wins these 3 games, I would say Milwaukee's a good opportunity to get into this list, to creep into that 5 spot.
Yep.
So as we normally do, Kenny, at the end of these shows, I challenge you for next week's show to come up with one topic, and I'm going to give you this topic now, and I'm sure this will be pretty easy for you, but I'm going to have I need Kenny's top 5 MVP candidates.
Ooh, okay, I can do
next week. What? So currently there's a poll on Twitter. Joel Embiid is the favorite currently to be the MVP. I threw Ja's name in there. I think he's at 22%. So there's some of the guys that we've talked about, DeRozan as well. But Joel Embiid. But I need you to do it, Kenny, as ranked 5-1. So who you think is going to be the least likely to win the MVP, but should be in the conversation, and who you think will win the MVP? 1 through 5. All right, that's an easy one, I think.
An easy one. Piece of cake.
Piece of cake. All right, let's bring this list up real quick so we can just discuss that. And then we can get you out of here, Kenny. Again, number 5, Chicago. Number 4, Miami. Memphis at 3. Golden State Warriors at 2. Phoenix Suns at 1. Our expectation here on Sports Unfolded, there's going to be some movement next week.
Yeah.
So I am looking forward to it. I know you're looking forward to it. I can't wait for next week's show because I feel like we're going to just like this list is going to look completely different.
Yeah.
Completely different. But if you enjoy what you're watching, check us out every Friday night as my other co-host, Ron, joins us. Kenny joins us every so often for some shows as well. We are live. We're on Friday nights at 6 p.m. on Rhode Island Broadcasting. We're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, all live. If you'd like to follow us on social media, at Sports Unfolded on Facebook and Twitter, at Broadcasting RI on Twitter, Sports_Unfolded on Instagram. Don't have time to watch, listen to us on our podcast on Amazon, Anchor, Google, Spotify, and now TuneIn. Yeah, also on TuneIn. So we're everywhere. Sports Unfolded continues to grow. We are continuing to grow. Check out our website. Our Facebook page, there is a March Madness tournament going on right now. As the greatest athletes from the 80s till today, a lot of interesting picks out there. So far, we've got some upsets in the making.
That thing is pretty cool. Pretty right? Cool. Yeah.
Right. So check that out if you can, because I'm telling you right now, some of those decisions were the hardest decisions I've made when it comes to a sports.
Like, who do
you pick between some of these guys? But check that out as well as Sports Unfolded. We're doing our March Madness Tournament of Athletes. It started yesterday. Check it out. It'll be up for a week before we go to our 32. So next week, 32. The week after that, Sweet 16, and then we're just going to go into a finals. Who's going to be the greatest athlete from the 80s to today? I got one pick. It may be a basketball player, Kenny. Might be an NBA player.
Think so?
I think it may be. I got my eyes on that number 1 seed, Michael Jordan. I don't know. I feel like he might be. If he don't make the Final Four, that'd be a pretty interesting thing. But check that out as well. Again, live Friday night, 6 p.m. Kenny, always appreciate the time, my man. The big dog right there, my NBA guru. I got an NHL guru with Ron. I got an NBA guru with Kenny. He's checking it out. I didn't even know about the Booker thing. Look at you. You're always following this stuff. So check us out. And all the fans out there that are watching live, we appreciate you. Anybody that watches afterwards, take care and enjoy. Everybody, we wish for peace as well. So we didn't mention the Ukraine situation with Russia, and where our hearts go out to them as well. Let's pray for everybody.
Yes.
Let's have some peace.
Yes.
Peace in this world.
Yeah.
Peace. Kenny, thank you so much for your time, brother.
Thank you.
Oh!